Super Movie Ninja! Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video of Super Movie Ninja! And today, we're doing a movie review. It's probably what you guessed. We mainly talk about movies on this channel. That's at least what I last thought. So, hey. Before I get into this video, make sure to smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, and ring that notifications bell so you never miss a video. Without further ado, let's get started. So, you may be asking, what's the movie we're reviewing today? And that begs two questions. If you know how to read, and if you read the thumbnail. But either way, I'll still tell you. The movie we're reviewing today is The Retirement Plan, a new Nicolas Cage 2023 action movie. And I gotta say, I was very impressed by this movie. I went with this movie, it's probably gonna be a pretty solid action comedy, but it blew my expectations. That action is great. It's over the top great action that it's really indescribable that you'd have to see for yourself. Then you even got some of the comedy aspect, which I won't spoil for you, but once again, you really gotta hear it to believe it. So, it's a very good action comedy movie. And it's definitely made me like Nicolas Cage more than I ever did before as him being an actor. So, first of all, let's get into the plot. Is the plot solid? Yes, the plot is very solid. Two people, man and wife, get together with bad guys. Bad guys entrap them. They try to get out. So Nicolas Cage, since he's an assassin, starts going beast mode on everyone. Pretty simple plot, but it executes very well with all of the action and just greatness that I said in general. There's some parts that you don't expect when it comes to being funny, and this is a very well-made movie too. It's a very well-made action movie. In a way, could it remind you of a classic 80s action movie? If it's not high budget, but it's still a well-made movie. If you think about it, it almost has some Die Hard energy. If you think about it. I'll tell you why though. Because low budget action movie with cool action. That's why. And some of this movie is also great for other reasons. Sorry, I didn't really think out this review. I realized I was running well on time for me to make this review today. So, necessarily, some of what else makes this movie a great movie is, let's just talk about briefly the action scenes. The action scenes are amazing, incredible, and very over the top. There's one scene where he takes a weight and smacks a bad guy in the head. Pretty awesome moment. And another thing, Ernie Hudson's in this. I haven't seen anything with Ernie Hudson besides Ghostbusters, and I didn't even know he acted nowadays. So it was a big surprise to see this. So that's another reason why it almost could feel like an action movie. And this movie really brings out some of Nicolas Cage's comedicness that I never knew he had in him. I've always thought Nicolas Cage is more of a bland actor who has no real sense of humor or just sense of anything. But this showed me otherwise. He's definitely a better actor since he's grown, but that's what you expect with a lot of actors. The more they act, the more they know. And that's definitely the case with Nicolas Cage here. And some other great things about this movie is the ability for it to have some of the craziest, most over-the-top action while still being relatively comedic. There's crazy scenes that you don't expect in it either. And overall, it's just a great movie. And the simple premise of it being, like I said, really works in a good way. I like that this movie doesn't try to go grand in scale to try and give you this grand action blockbuster. Instead, it tries to give you a fun time at the movies that I think you would enjoy if you've seen it. Before I keep talking about that movie, just to say something, on a scale from 1 to 10, I give this movie definitely a 10 out of 10 for just my pure enjoyment out of it. It was a very good movie, and I hope more of you see it, so definitely give it a packed house. Then, other movies that other things about this movie is the performances. Now, I would like to take a minute to talk about the performances just because primarily Nicolas Cage's performance. Now, he's not doing some Oscar-winning Cillian Murphy Oppenheimer-style performance, but what I mean by great performance is that he's very comedic in the movie, and other people do give good performance. His daughter is a bit of a moron, but she still pulls off a good performance, even when being a moron, because she's very believable as a moron. And then, Nicolas Cage, if he done that own stunt work, then he does some good stunt work. I don't know or think he did, but I think I heard once that he does some of his own stunts. So, hey, you never know. And some more great things though about this movie is definitely the timing of everything. The movie has great timing, whether it's comedic or action. There's one scene that's a bit comedic and action at the same time, which is very good because you normally see that kind of thing in an action comedy, but it is never executed very well. And it's always a nice treat when you have something like this that is executed well and actually thought out. With this, that's one thing that makes this movie so great. Now, if it didn't have that, that would be a 9 out of 10, not a 10 out of 10. But like I said, this is my pure enjoyment. This is just my review. This is not the correct review. This is just what I tell you for my personal preference. So maybe you can see it or try to stay away from it as far as possible. But with this, I think you should go see it. Especially if you're a Nicolas Cage fan. This will give you bigger and better acting and performance and comedicness from a Nicolas Cage performance and Nicolas Cage movie. And it has great action and great comedy. Sorry that I'm not saying much about this movie. I just don't really know what to say about it. It has a very simple premise that is executed well. The performances are not Oscar winners, but they are good. And there's other great things about this movie. For example, now just to compare it to other movies, this movie is better than a movie, say, like Blue Beetle. I think I got a little more enjoyment out of this than I got with Blue Beetle. And as much as I love Indiana Jones, since Indiana Jones was a bit old and this is also a bit better than the newest Indiana Jones. Don't get me wrong though, I still love those two movies just as good. But I think this is actually a little bit better than those two, because Blue Beetle is more of a fun watch, and then Indiana Jones is just kind of a nostalgic trip where you've grown up with them or just love Indiana Jones and Harrison Ford. That's why I'm saying, though, The Retirement Plan is a better movie. Also, don't get it wrong. It's not a boring retirement movie. But that is my review. My final thoughts to give you. Go see the movie. Go have yourself a fun time. And go, well, like I said, have a fun time. So without further ado, Super Movie Ninja is out!